The story of Oedipus begins with a prophecy. It foretold a terrible fate for King Laius of Thebes. The oracle declared that his own son would kill him. This son would then marry his own mother, Queen Jocasta. This prophecy cast a dark shadow over the birth of their son, Oedipus. The prophecy filled Laius and Jocasta with dread. They desperately sought a way to prevent this horrifying future. Laius and Jocasta loved their newborn son. They were torn between their love and their fear. They decided to take drastic measures to avoid the prophecy's fulfillment. Their decision was a difficult one, driven by desperation and a desire to protect their family and kingdom. Little did they know, their actions would set in motion the very events they sought to avoid. The prophecy, like an unyielding hand, would guide their son's destiny. It would ultimately lead to their own tragic downfall. The weight of the prophecy pressed heavily on Laius and Jocasta. They believed that their newborn son was destined to bring ruin upon them. In their despair, they made a heart-wrenching decision. They decided to abandon their son, leaving him to die. This agonizing choice was made in the hope of protecting themselves and their kingdom from the prophecy's dreadful outcome. A shepherd was ordered to take the baby Oedipus into the wilderness. Laius and Jocasta instructed him to leave the infant on Mount Cithaeron. The baby was to be left to the elements, a cruel fate intended to prevent the prophecy's fulfillment. The shepherd, perhaps touched by pity or a sense of humanity, couldn't bring himself to abandon the child completely. He disobeyed the king and queen's orders. He instead passed the baby to another shepherd. This shepherd was from a distant land, the kingdom of Corinth. The Corinthian shepherd took pity on the abandoned infant. He carried baby Oedipus to his own king and queen, Polybus and Merope. They were a kind and childless couple. They welcomed Oedipus into their home and raised him as their own son. Oedipus grew up unaware of his true parentage. He believed that Polybus and Merope were his biological parents. He lived a happy and privileged life as a prince of Corinth. Despite his comfortable upbringing, Oedipus was a curious and intelligent young man. He excelled in his studies and athletic pursuits. He was popular among the people of Corinth, admired for his quick wit and strength. However, fate, it seemed, had other plans for him. A chance encounter at a feast would plant a seed of doubt in his mind. This encounter would set him on a path that would unravel his world and lead him to his tragic destiny. One fateful evening at a feast, a drunken guest made a startling accusation. The guest, fueled by wine, slurred that Oedipus was not the true son of Polybus. Oedipus, shaken by this revelation, confronted his parents. Polybus and Merope, desperate to protect him from the truth, reassured him that they were indeed his biological parents. However, the seed of doubt had been planted. Determined to uncover the truth about his origins, Oedipus embarked on a journey to the Oracle of Delphi. The Oracle of Delphi was renowned for its prophetic powers. People from all over Greece sought guidance from the oracle. Oedipus hoped that the oracle could shed light on his true parentage and silence the doubts that plagued him. Little did he know this journey would lead him straight into the heart of the prophecy he was so desperate to avoid. His quest for truth would ultimately become the catalyst for his downfall. Section 5. The Crossroads of Fate, an Unwitting Patricide. On his journey to Delphi, Oedipus encountered a group of travelers at a crossroads. A dispute arose, leading to a violent confrontation. Oedipus, known for his quick temper, became embroiled in the brawl. He fought fiercely, ultimately killing all but one of the travelers in self-defense. Unbeknownst to Oedipus, one of the men he killed was Laius, his true father. Thus, the first part of the prophecy was unknowingly fulfilled. The weight of this unwitting act would soon bear down on Oedipus, though he remained blissfully unaware of his crime. He continued on his journey to Delphi, carrying with him the guilt of the confrontation, but unaware of the true horror of what had transpired. He remained oblivious to the fact that he had spilled the blood of his own father, and set in motion the tragic chain of events that would seal his fate. His quest for truth had ironically led him to fulfill the very prophecy he sought to escape. Section 6. The Riddle of the Sphinx, Oedipus's Triumph and Rise. Upon reaching Delphi, Oedipus sought the wisdom of the oracle. However, before he could receive his prophecy, he was confronted with a terrifying beast, the Sphinx. The Sphinx was a creature with the head of a woman, the body of a lion, and the wings of an eagle. She terrorized Thebes, devouring anyone who failed to answer her riddle. The Sphinx's riddle was this: what walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs at noon, and 3 legs in the evening? Oedipus, with his sharp intellect, correctly answered the riddle: man. He explained that a baby crawls on all 4s, an adult walks on 2 legs, and an old person uses a cane as a 3rd leg. Defeated and outsmarted, the Sphinx cast herself off a cliff, freeing Thebes from her reign of terror. Section 7. The king and his bride, a reign shrouded in darkness. Oedipus was hailed as a hero by the citizens of Thebes. He was a stranger but their savior. Unbeknownst to Oedipus, King Laius had died. The throne was vacant. Thebans offered Oedipus the kingship. He accepted, unaware of his fate. Oedipus married Queen Jocasta, unaware she was his mother. The prophecy was fulfilled. Oedipus married his mother. He became husband and son to Jocasta. The prophecy's weight settled upon him. His reign, celebrated at first, would soon be shrouded in darkness. Section 8. The Unveiling, Truth's Devastating Blow. Oedipus ruled Thebes wisely, but a plague struck. The oracle revealed it was punishment for Laius's murder. Oedipus vowed to find the murderer. His investigation uncovered the horrifying truth. He had killed his father and married his mother. Section 9. Oedipus and the Oedipus complex, Freud's interpretation. The tragic tale of Oedipus Rex has resonated through centuries, inspiring countless interpretations and adaptations. One of the most influential interpretations came from the father of psychoanalysis, Sigmund Freud. Freud used the myth of Oedipus to illustrate his theory of the Oedipus complex. Freud argued that the Oedipus complex is a universal stage of psychosexual development in boys. During this stage, typically between the ages of 3 and 6, boys unconsciously develop sexual desires for their mothers. They also see their fathers as rivals for their mother's affections, leading to feelings of jealousy and hostility. Freud believed that the myth of Oedipus resonated so strongly because it tapped into these primal, unconscious desires and conflicts that he believed were present in all human beings. Section 10. The Oedipus complex. Today, modern perspectives and critiques. While Freud's theory of the Oedipus complex remains influential, it has not been without its critics. Modern psychologists and psychoanalysts have questioned the universality of the Oedipus complex. They argue that Freud's theory is based on a heteronormative and patriarchal view of family dynamics. They point out that family structures and gender roles are far more diverse than Freud's theory suggests. Furthermore, some critics argue that Freud placed too much emphasis on the sexual aspects of the Oedipus complex. They suggest that the child's desire for the mother is more about a need for love, care, and attention. They argue that the rivalry with the father is more about a desire for autonomy and a sense of self. Despite these critiques, the Oedipus complex remains a significant concept in the field of psychology. It continues to generate debate and discussion about the nature of child development, family dynamics, and the unconscious mind. Section 11. A Timeless Tragedy, the Enduring Legacy of Oedipus. The story of Oedipus is a timeless tragedy. It explores themes of fate, free will, guilt, and the search for truth. Oedipus's relentless pursuit of knowledge ultimately led to his downfall. His story serves as a cautionary tale, reminding us that the truth can be a double-edged sword. The myth of Oedipus has had a profound impact on Western literature, art, and thought. It has inspired countless retellings and interpretations. The story's enduring power lies in its ability to speak to the human condition. It reminds us of the fragility of life, the power of fate, and the importance of accepting responsibility for our actions. Oedipus's tragic fate continues to resonate with audiences today. It serves as a timeless reminder of the complexities of human nature and the enduring power of myth.